What's good, YouTube? This is Austin Reavis' 7th place deck profile and tournament report from the Pearl Regionals here. He managed to do this with 60 card Lightsworn zombies, and I have a lot more deck lists to do right now. Not a single one has been a double submission of type. I actually have a Spiral deck list coming up under the new format and a Trickstar, but I don't think I've had two of the same kind of list here at all. So let's go ahead and get into this tournament report and deck list. Of course, his words are more important than mine, so let's get into it. Round 1, I played against Pendulum Magicians. 2-0, this was a pretty easy matchup. I hit grass game 1 and blew him game 1 before he could get started and was able to resolve Judgment Dragon's effect game 2 to pick up the win. JD, it's always nice to see you around, JD. Round 2, Destrudo ABC. So this is kind of the power up to ABC. Now it has a chance to shine now that Spiral's consistency's been hit, and he won this one 2-1. This round was a little bit tougher. I used Snow to keep his letter monsters from equipping any of their counterparts and take the game from there. I opened poorly, and my opponent shut me out with the Code Talker and ABC Buster Dragon field before I could get started game 2. Game 3 went largely the same as game 1, but was easier because Destrudo did most of the damage for me. Yeah, that's kind of the payback Destrudo can do if you get interrupted somewhere. He paid half your life points. Round 3, Pendulum Magicians 0-2 loss. This was the low point of the tournament for me. My opponent opened incredibly well on both games, and a misplay with Baguska caused me to lose game 2. But my opponent was really nice, so it was a good loss. That's good to hear, good sportsmanship. I love hearing that kind of interaction with the players. I love hearing that through a report. Round 4 against the Burning Abyss 2-0. I finally got to see the kind of plays BA makes in 2017. Game 1 was a nice back and forth. I used Miko, to banish my opponent's Beatrice and pick up the win after dealing with several Farfas. Sounds like this deck kind of has a nice option for Beatrice. That's pretty cool to hear that interaction. Game 2 was scary as my opponent opened up with Majesty's Fiend, which I outed several turns later with a synchro play involving Brilliant Fusion and a small Minerva. That's super interesting. So he was able to summon the Minerva and Synchro for 8, but Majesty's Fiend's not something you see in a lot of the BA lists. You usually see Vanity's Fiend, so that's very interesting to hear that he played against that. Round 5, Trickstars 1-1 a tie. My opponent burned me out with triple reincarnation play before I could really get started. Game 2 was really fun round, ending in my favor, resolving Judgment Dragon in time, ultimately resulting in a draw. That's crazy. Round 5. So this man's is X1-1 here. 3-1-1. Oh man, his back's to the wall. He's got to win out. Round 6, Spirals 2-1. Game 1 was a quick blowout with my opponent having several powerful Link monsters to OTK me. I was able to win Game 2 easily by resolving That Grass Looks Greener for 22 cards. Game 3 ended in my favor when my opponent made Lyraloose Recital Starling with no DD Crows in deck. This kept him from putting his attached Quick Fix in the graveyard, and I quickly took advantage. Sounds like you should have kept up with your resources. Alright, round 7, Trickstars, and of course that happens during a long regional. I'm not trying to be hard on this Spiral player. It's just, you're in round 6, it's already been a long day, and these things happen. Round 7, Trickstars 2-1. My final round began in the worst possible way with my opponent using the Trickstar Reincarnation, Troll and Lockbird play to win the game before it even started. I returned the favor with an OTK involving Omega, Minerva, and Judgment Dragon in Game 2. Game 3 was a tough round with me using Omega and Minerva to keep 7 cards in the graveyard continuously to interrupt his plays before finally hitting Wolf Phallus and Trick Clown off of my final Minerva play to overwhelm him and secure the win. Final thoughts. My record was 5-1-1, getting me to 7th place overall and my first ever regional top. My MVPs of the day were Minerva, Snow, and Omega. The side was completely useless, and I never sided a single card. I didn't want to potentially mill more non-zombie or Lightsworn cards. So this deck is really strong, and a lot of people had no idea how well Shiranui Spirit Master worked with Snow. Shoutouts to my friend Tyler for pushing me to play this deck, and everyone at the Rogue Games for getting me the cards I needed for helping me test in the weeks before the event. This guy, this is a well-written report. I really like it. Thank you so much. So much. This is an awesome tournament report by Austin Reavis. Let's go ahead and get into his deck list. We've got 3 Gozukis, 3 Mizukis. We've got that one Spirit Master he's talking about. It gets him some extra pushes. Triple Shiranui Solitaire. 1 copy of Spectral Sword. You don't see that every day. 3 Unizombies. 3 Luminas. 3 Wolves. 3 Raidens. 1 Fellis, 1 Minerva, extra names to mill that also get stuff windmilled usually. 1 Garoth, 1 Lila, Judgment Dragon at 1. I like it. I like the mustard on this deck, the spice. The 3 Fairy Tale Snows, 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, 1 Maxi, only 1 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. It is a zombie to note. Synergy Tuner, 3 copies of Goblinberg, 1 Electromagnetic Turtle, 1 Perform Age Trick Clown Extra Mill Power, 1 Giant Rex Synergy with Snow. We've got Lazuli as the choice for the Brilliant Fusion. I wonder why that is. What does it do for him over Garnet? I probably should have asked. But we have Orbital Hydralander here as well, which at almost any point can be turned on by Fairy Tale Snow, so it's a very cute tech to have. We've got 1 Foolish Burial, 1 That Grass Looks Greener, a Soul Charge, very powerful cards to start. 1 copy of Twin Twisters, pitches stuff out of your hand, takes care of spell and trap problems. 2 Burial from a Different Dimensions. I did not expect to see this here, but with the zombies it makes extra sense. At worst, and like the worst of case scenarios, it can fuel Fairy Tale Snow for more cards because it sends itself. Very interesting tech here. Obviously it's more for the zombie side, getting your Mizukis back, being able to do extra pushes and plays. I like that. It's at 2 and it's being used at 2. That's pretty cool to see. Triple Solar Recharge, Triple Charge of the Light Brigade now at 3. Double Desires, I guess you never want to see that extra one, and thinning your deck's not the thing you're most interested in, especially with triple Brilliant Fusions, in case you got rid of your main target to send. So, some very interesting extra Brilliant Fusion pitch targets / mill cards in this deck. I really do like where it's gone. I like the text, it's spicy. Let's get in that side deck. 1 Dark Hole, Triple Dimensional Barrier, 2 more Twin Twisters. It's kind of your spell and trap destruction want because, and your brickier, clumpier hands, being able to pitch that card out of your hand can sometimes really get you going. We've got Gamma Seal, Kumongous, and Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. That is one of the smaller Kaiju Slumbers for a big deck I've seen, but I guess your fear isn't so much drawing the Kaiju along with it in 60 cards. 1 copy of Raigeki, Triple Cosmic Cyclone, Fellis, another one, and Quaking Mirror Force that one. What a spicy mustard finish. But like he said, he didn't really use this side deck at all. Double Minerva in the extra, along with 1 Stardust, 1 Omega, and 1 Black Rose. I often find that you might run into plays with double Omega, so I'm a little bit surprised by that. We've got 1 The Code Talker, 1 Proxy Dragon, 1 Beals, and a Michael. I did not expect this, sorry boys, to be a little out of order. This is the order he gave it to me in. We've got the Shiranui Samurai Saga. I didn't want to murder that. I was reading it really different at the start of this. And we've also got a Seraphinite. So we've got Dweller, we've got the Mineras I already mentioned, 1 copy of Baguska, Tornado Dragon, and then along with the links already mentioned, Proxy and Decode, we have 1 copy of Firewall. Although I don't think Firewall's ever doing too much, I don't think you can actually co-link it with anything. So I might have considered something else here personally for me, such as Borreload with his deck. I think Borreload would have filled this slot a lot better. But there you have it, Austin Reavis doing it with what he had. I really like this deck overall. It seems well thought out, well put together, and I've got to give him the credit. Zombie Lightsworns is one of the decks that I like more overall. So huge congrats for doing it with a deck that not so many people might have seen coming. It's been in the back of people's minds ever since Minerva stopped being a prize card, surprisingly. But now that more people have access to it, people kind of forget this matchup, forget this deck and its power to be able to slam out the rank 4s and really do what it's doing. Another deck that, you know, is able to do the Baguska stall turn 1 with backup. Not many decks have that kind of backup like a fairy tale snow after pushing everything through to try to get to that Bagooska. So again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, turn those notifications on, and all that typical YouTuber stuff. If you want to support the Patreon, you can. The link's down below. Doing these necklaces all day can be a little rough, so it's nice to see support from the people who want to keep seeing tons of necklaces like this. The necklace channel, like I said in my previous video, it's probably going to remain inactive. I feel like this is a really diverse format. Usually I'm showing off decklist now at the beginning of formats, and when I tell people, well, I can feature it on the decklist channel, they typically don't want it featured on the decklist channel, so continuing the decklist channel just seems somewhat pointless. They usually want to be featured on the main channel. So everybody, thanks for watching again, and if you made it this far, I love you. No, don't tell my girlfriend.